Hey guys, welcome to another episode of F1 2021 here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. Last time out we were in France. We battled for the entirety of the Grand Prix and were able to finish in the points. Last season, Austria was our first points finish of the year. Thank you, Sam, for the resub. Austria was our first points finish of the season last year, and it was a pretty incredible race. To this day, it still is our best individual finish and our best team finish as well. Callum Oylott managed to finish 6th, and we finished 8th in a truly remarkable Austrian Grand Prix with loads of DNFs. Something like 6 cars didn't finish that race. We only finished in the points twice last season, both 8th place finishes, one at Austria, one at Mexico. We finished in the points 3 times this season, 10th in Bahrain, although it says 5th, 8th in Canada, and 10th again in France last time out. I'm hoping to be very competitive here in Austria. However, wet quali. So, we'll see what happens. It's dry at the beginning and he's going to hammer it down at the end. So if we can get into Q3, we may be able to do so on a wet set of tyres. I have to wait and see. That would save some dry tyres for the race, which might work well strategy-wise. So far, we have spent all of our resource points, I think, so I've not really got any other money I can spend. We don't need to change any of our components other than the gearbox, which is in the process of being changed and will be done so by the time we reach the race itself or the event itself. I don't think I need to change the MZ UK. I might do, though, just to ensure we don't accrue any more penalties or just to ensure that we don't run out of wear on it. That'll be fine. Right, well, drop the video a like if you're enjoying. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this second season here on my team. We're getting ever so close to 14,000 subscribers here on the second channel, which is superb. Thank you for that. We just hit 79,000 followers on the Twitch channel, which is amazing. So if you're not following on Twitch, link in the description down below. Come and follow. Help me hit 80k. Oh, help me get a new controller as I just dropped that one on the floor. Right then, to practice we go. No, come on, by a few thousandths, we're not going to do it. I'm not going to be quick enough. Never mind.
You're
very nearly.
Almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
I've already pit. I've got underbody damage, apparently. We very nearly were fast enough there. What's our teammate done, out of curiosity? That's on a set of hards, a 1041. Yikes, that's a scary time. Well, I hope that we're quick here. But I think the other drivers are going to be just as quick as us, if not perhaps slightly quicker.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Hamilton.
12. It's registered that as a medium lap time.
Sadly, it's time to say
did I go
goodbye
faster on the
as
mediums than I did on the softs?
However,
Surely not.
We'll be back shortly for more Formula 1 action.
Lewis in the 1-minute ones. That's how fast the Mercedes is around here, season 2.
Let's have your take
Watford
on
with a shot over the top of the bar.
You really went all out in practice.
Thanks.
Today. Are you testing new components?
What are we? I'm trying to. We're doing the aero at the minute, aren't we? In
Interesting results.
R&D.
Today. Would you say that you're happy with your performance?
Yeah. Happy enough?
Is there anything that you think gave you the edge over your rivals?
I'll say the chassis is good. Just trying to keep morale up.
Appreciate
It's
your
very
time.
important to do so to ensure that parts pass. How many resource points are we going to get as we approach quali? I'm not sure. A few. Skip to quali. We should be able to get quite a few resource points. A few hundred at least. Hopefully Robert's been able to chip in as well, which he has with 200. So 700 resource points to add to the total, which gives us 974, which isn't really enough to actually do anything to the car at the moment. We are slowing down with our R&D at the moment, but mainly because we just haven't gotten the resource points. Hopefully we don't get caught out come the end of the season. It is going to rain later in quali, so I'm going to make sure that we go out and put in a good lap now, just in case we don't get the chance to go out on dry tyres again. Hopefully it's not raining yet, it's just overcast. Well, it's not even overcast yet. Okay, that's good. So if we can put a good enough lap in here to get through to Q2 after 1 run, that would be perfect. A 1-minute 2.3.
That was the fastest lap.
So in quali trim, I'll get out of the way of Lance. In quali trim, That was bloody quick. Thank you for the follow, Antonio. I think I said that already. Thank you, Damon, for the second month, mate. Appreciate it, dude. That should hopefully be fast enough to see us through in Quali 1 to Q2 with just one run, I hope. We should be fast enough to be inside the top 16 there without needing to go out again. Oh, I tell you what, it's tight though, isn't it? It's tight. I'll go out on the same set again. There's not that much wear. So we should hopefully be able to put in a faster lap. Oh, it's raining. Outside the garage, it looked like it was dry. Well, at least we know that that puts us through then. I'm going to pit. But we're in P14, and because of the rain, no one's going to be going any quicker. Which suits me down to the ground. A wet quali in Austria now, moving forward. Whether that means we stand a chance of getting through to Q3 or not, I don't really know. Lewis did a 1:09, we've done a 1:10.5. This is a slipstream here. I'll try and go a bit quicker on this lap. If I'm not going to be quicker by the end of the lap, then I'll pit and we'll put an extra turn of front wing in and see if we can go faster on another run. Yeah, there's less grip out here at the minute. It's raining too hard. But that does mean that no one else, in theory, is going to go faster, which does mean that we might actually get ourselves through to Q3 here. I'm going to jump back to garage. We might get ourselves through to Q3 here. The first lap was set when it was raining steadily. Now it's raining heavily, very heavily, and I don't know as anyone's going to go faster. We might have just lucked it out and made it through to our first ever Q3. Everyone's in the pits at the moment. No one's going out again. No one's going out again at all. Is anyone going to go out at all? That's it. Everyone's finished. The weather is not conducive to faster lap times. We will make it to Q3 for the very first time in our Formula 1 career. Q3 achieved. Thank you, rain. Thank you, rain. Through to Q3 for the first time in our F1 history. Robert qualifies 13th. Ocon is 12th, so we're beating him in the rivalry. That is a stunning performance. Let's go. Now, Q3, I imagine, still going to be wet. Not going to have dried up yet, I don't think. And indeed, it hasn't. And over the next 5 minutes, the rain is going to get... The track is going to get drier. And we might be on dry tyres by the end of the session. Might be on dry tyres by the end of the session. I will go out and set a lap now, just so I've got one on the board. And maybe we can set a lap on dry tyres at the end of the session if the rain stops and the track dries out enough. But I don't know if it will or not. Thank you for the follow, Fox and Natans. Welcome to the channel, lads. Q3, boys. Let's go. I think I can feel the benefit of that extra front wing. That extra 2 notches on the front wing. So I think when we get back to dry running for the race, rather than knock it back 2, I will knock it back just the 1. I was late on turning there. Right, we'll go again. P9 currently, P9. Is anyone going to go out on track at all? Doesn't look like anyone's going to go out and risk it. So, at the minute, we're P9. But we're only half a tenth away from P7. No one's going out again. Well, it's going to be a dry race, so...
We're now down to our last set of fresh intermediates.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm going to go out on a fresh set of inters. Seb's on softs. They have gone out on dry weather tyres right at the end. But that's not going to work. Seb has binned it. Dry weather tyres, not the move. Seb is out of the session as well. He's literally just absolutely fucking binned it. Dropped it on the curb. and hit the wall and lost a tyre. Sebastian Vettel out of qualifying. And he'll lose a set of dry tyres for the race as well for that. Spinella indeed. DRS is enabled. Oh, Seb. It is drying up. I don't have time to go out on a set of softs. There are drivers out on soft tyres, and it looks like they're going to be faster. We might be able to gain a place on Seb, perhaps. I'm not going to improve, unfortunately. It nearly came to us at the right time. It very nearly came to us at the right time, but it didn't quite. Thanks for following, FCO God. Duck next door for the second month. Thank you, mate. It nearly came to us at the end.
Finished, it's time to remind
but we weren't quite able to time it right.
Bottas and Lando Norris.
Max did a 1 minute flat.
Don't worry, we'll
1 minute flat, 0.8. We could have finished, if I'd have risked it and gone out on softs, we could have finished or qualified P6. But we will start P9. But P9 is still our best qualifying performance of our entire career so far. So very, very happy with that. Very happy with that. Robert will start P13. We don't know if there's any penalties for those driving in front of us. But very happy with P9. It's going to be a fully dry Grand Prix. Our best ever finish in any Grand Prix is P8. We've done that 3 times now. We finished P8 3 times. Can we beat it today? Prediction time. Prediction time. Actually, let's see what the grid looks like before we do the prediction.
Before we begin,
we'll see if anyone's got any
penalties.
Race.
Young superstar Max
Verstappen on pole, of course, because we were in Q3, so the top 10 will look as it did previously, unless there have been some penalties. Norris, Perez. Got a Hamilton, yes, so I don't think so. No, we will be P9. We'll start P9. Stroll 10th. Yeah, and Robert will be P13. No grid penalties for anyone, I don't believe.
Antonio Giovinazzi.
Doesn't look like it. Although Mazepin in 18th might mean there's been a grid penalty somewhere.
And Mick Schumacher.
Oh, Tsunoda.
That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Okay, right. So prediction then for you guys. Prediction for you guys.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
My current highest ever finish is P8. So I will give you a prediction. Will we finish P7 or higher? Will it be a best ever finish for us here at this Austrian Grand Prix? The prediction is P7 or higher. Right. Tyre wear soft, soft, medium. So I believe we'll be going soft, medium, soft. We will edit that strategy. We will go soft, medium, soft. Soft, medium, soft will be our run so that we're on our fastest tyre right at the end. That's the plan. That's what we go with. Now, we're definitely not going to get lapped here. So I'm going to set the race fuel a little bit higher, just in case we have issues with fuel. We are on the outside of turn 1 as well. We're on the outside of turn 1, which is good for us. We'll be in a better position. In theory, we'll be in a better position for turn 1. But then in a worse position for turn 3.
The rest of the grid is forming up.
I'm quite nervous, you know. This has the potential to be the best race of our career. I don't want this to go horribly wrong. It probably will, though. Oh, Seb got a great start. We've had a decent start too. And try and hang it around the outside. Contact between Seb and Vettel. Seb and Leclerc. Contact between myself and Stroll, but not much. Stroll will now have the inside line coming down towards turn 3. And he's going for a dive bomb. I nearly got squeezed there between the two Aston Martins. They nearly hit each other there as well. There is a yellow flag behind. Not sure what for, but we've held P9. Albeit Leclerc has gone behind us and Stroll is now in front of us. Yes, is the answer on. Wow, got front wing damage on the left, on the right. And then, no, actually none on the left there. So I do have a little bit of damage on the right-hand side of my front wing. That'll be from when Stroll went up the inside of us at turn 1. Now here comes Leclerc through turn 5. Down to P10. Leclerc might go for it here. Teammates in the pits. Robert in the pits. Presumably because he's got a damaged front wing, which sucks. So Robert's pitting early, as are 2 others. There's an Alfa Romeo in the pits and an Alpine as well. I think Alonso is also pitting. Oh, it's Russell. Russell, Giovinazzi and Robert all pitting for front wings. Stroll kind of caught the curve there. Put him well out of position. And he's not got DRS, Stroll. I've got DRS on Leclerc. Stroll doesn't have DRS on anyone. I'm going to get the inside line of Charles Leclerc here. We're going to be, hopefully, back into P9. And indeed we are. Now, Checo in P7 is on medium tyres. But that, I imagine, that Red Bull on mediums is still faster than us on softs. Got DRS on Stroll. And I'm using my battery. It's probably not the best move to do here. He's going to go defensive. I'm quite happy for him to do that. I'll try a switch back. And we'll have DRS here as well. Oh, Lance, hello, son. That's going to be P8. That's going to be P8.
Good work. Great pass.
Keep him at bay. P8. P8. Again, with Stroll and Leclerc behind us. So the top 7 are quicker than us. But you never know what's going to happen in a race. And we will never give up. We do never give up. Stroll is passed. Sorry, Leclerc is passed. Leclerc is passed 9% wear after 6 laps. Stroll is back past again with DRS. But them 2 fighting behind us. It's just allowing us the opportunity to extend the gap, which we will need. Still fighting hard, Stroll and Leclerc. We're the 4th team in the vehicle comparison chart. Obviously, we race on quite a high difficulty, so it is really tough. Leclerc is now through again, but Stroll is just going to have DRS and continue to challenge, I hope. But I think he's getting attacked from behind. He is. Callum Ilott has taken P10 now, so Stroll's dropped further back. Just frees up Leclerc to come and get me, though, annoyingly. No, I can't guarantee that I'd be able to stick in Leclerc's DRS. I can't guarantee that I'd be able to do that. So I could let him through and then be too slow and not stick with him. And then I would have just lost the place for no reason. Ilott and Stroll still fighting and still creating a bit of a train there. But they're 4.5 seconds back now. Which is opening up a gap which allows us to go for a front wing change in our first stop. And minimise the damage that we'll get from it. Leclerc within a second now. Yeah, he's really unlucky as Robert. Leclerc's going for it into turn 1. I'll leave him space, but it's not the place to try it there, mate. Just stick behind me. Don't put yourself offline and then go for it into turn 3. Which is what he is now going to do. Oh, and now he's learned. He's going to stick behind me into turn 3 and then, whoops, try and get me in turn 4. I'm going to use a bit of battery to try and give me a little bit of a head start. And he's not close enough. Provided we can keep our battery relatively high, we should be able to manage Charles Leclerc behind us. But I am going to have to be good in the first sector. That's lap 11. Halfway through this first stint, tyres are 19% worn on the front. 19%. No, we're still managing it well. Still managing it well. Nearly 5 seconds to Ilott behind as well now. Doing alright so far. Over 5 seconds now to Ilott as he and Stroll continue to fight. Oh, I fucked that up well and truly. Charles is going for it on the inside to 9.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Gonna try. A bit late to the stream. How's it going? Going well enough so far. Qualified P9, our best ever qualifying performance, and now just having lost P8, we are running P9 as well. We might get around the outside here. No, we won't. I'm more worried about maintaining a gap behind than I am actually taking Leclerc here. I'd rather just maintain the gap behind than properly push Leclerc to try and get past.
Some information on Islet. No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
Okay, so Callum Islet has an issue with his car. So he's in P10 behind us, and he's now going to be going slowly. So he's going to get swallowed up by everybody behind. Callum Islet's going to get swallowed up.
Leading our teammate by 25.3 seconds.
But it will at least slow everyone else behind him down a little bit whilst that happens. So we're able to just stick with Leclerc here thanks to good battery and DRS usage. I'm probably going to pit lap 21, even though we're scheduled for 20. I'm going to pit 21. You'll notice behind, actually, that even though he's got a problem with his car, Callum Islet is still able to hold... Never mind, Stroll's taken him. Was still able to hold P10 and keep everyone else behind him at bay, which has earned us even more time, which should allow us that front wing change in the next stop, and it won't cost us a position. I hope. We should be able to now change the front wing in the next pit stop and maintain our lap position, our track position even. So we will be slower in the next part of the Grand Prix to then be much quicker at the end. We've forced Leclerc defensive here. So he's going to be tight on entry. I'm going to try a switchback. It's not really going to work. But with DRS and battery, we should be able to get past Charles here and back into P8. Timing that nicely in time for the pit stops. I'll use most of my battery up on the next lap, just trying to stay ahead of Charles Leclerc. Checo has been stuck behind Sebastian Vettel for the entirety of this first stint. You can see on the mini-map just how close he is behind them and how far away everyone else is from them. The two McLarens are a lot further away. Charles Leclerc is... Actually, he got ahead of me there by the detection point. Charles, you penis! Right, please change my front wing, gentlemen. If not... Well, I'm not going to be able to flashback, am I? If they don't change my front wing, I'll be annoyed. I've set it to change the front wing, so hopefully they do. Thanks for the follow, Dan. Welcome to the channel, mate. Good, we're getting a front wing change. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Hurry it up, boys. Tell you what, 6.7 seconds with the front wing change is a great stop.
Okay,
and Stroll is pit behind us as well. Stroll pit from behind us. He's gone, presumably, onto another set of softs. Because the default strategy was soft, soft, medium. Whereas we're going soft, medium, soft to be quick at the end of the race. So now I'm going to use up quite a bit of battery, trying to put in a decent lap time to try and stay as close to Leclerc as possible. We won't be able to undercut for time because we've had obviously the extra seconds lost from the front wing change, but I want to minimalise the damage now as best I can. Callum Islet has dropped all the way down to 13th now with that issue to his car. He hasn't pit, he's just genuinely lost all pace, which is a shame for him. That was a purple sector 2 though, which shows that we have got some pace in the car on these medium tyres at least. Raikkonen's in the pits, so a lot of drivers in the pits here. But it looks like Leclerc is going to come out in front of us. He's there on the inside of turn 1, look. There he is. Time to use the battery to close that gap, get back within DRS range, and the battle will continue. Although he's on softs, so easier said than done. Robert is now behind me in P12, never mind. He and Ocon are battling. Ocon's actually gone to mediums, intriguingly. So we're not the only ones going soft medium. Although the alternative strategy was a soft medium medium. It wasn't an extra stop, it was just different tyre compound, soft medium medium. Which didn't offer that much difference in terms of overall race time. So maybe Ocon's going soft, medium, medium. Tsunoda's in the pits. And that's going to be us up. And Sainz as well. So that's going to be us up into P9 again. But now Leclerc is going to open up that advantage with those soft tyres. An advantage that we hope to earn back come the end of the Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon is out of the race from behind us. Is that going to be... He's hit Robert coming into the pits. He's only lost his front wing, but he's retiring. And so it begins. He's retiring. Terminal damage from contact with Robert. I think it's more a case of it being hard to fix than it is Cody's not knowing about it. There's no way they don't know about it. Just with the way that the cars have to be coded kind of as a blanket to cover all tracks, probably means that they can't change the AI behaviour on an individual track basis, meaning that unfortunately in Austria that shit happens. I imagine... Oh, hello. I imagine that it's only an issue in Austria because they can't change the AI behaviour on an individual track basis, just as a blanket. This is how the AI behaves. So scenario on lap 25 of 71 as we've just tipped past the third race distance mark. Perez is now pitting on lap 25 off of his first set of medium tyres, presumably now onto a set of softs. Or has he gone medium-medium? Checo has gone medium-medium, so he will also be on a soft set of tyres at the end of the Grand Prix and be very fast. But you imagine now, the gap in front will grow, the gap behind will shrink, and we are in a bit of no man's land in the middle of this race. Hoping for some drama later to bring us right into contention for a strong points finish. We qualified P9, we run P9, and we may well finish P9, but I'm hoping to finish higher. Yellow flags, there's been an issue at turn 1. Haas is going to retire. Or did he spin? I think he spun. I think Haas has spun. He was just waiting to get back on the track. He's out. There he is. Yeah, he spun. And it's Mazepin, I think. It is. Oh, he's had contact with Robert. He's not just binned it on a curb. He's tried to overtake Robert, caught the sausage curb. It's taken him into Robert and then spun him round. And then he's blocked the pit lane. That'll be a good picture. You can't park there, sir. If we hadn't have had that or needed that wing change, we would have come out 3 seconds ahead of Leclerc, or at least 2 seconds ahead of him. But I needed the front wing change. If Stroll hadn't bumped us at the beginning of the race,
Our gap to the car in
then
front
we
is
would have come out the
5.9
pits in front of
seconds.
Leclerc. Unfortunately, Lance Stroll gave us a little love tap and we needed the front wing change. It was Gasly that was behind Sainz, wasn't it? It's Gasly's pit again. Have they had a coming together? Ocon with terminal damage. Schwartzman with a collision with Mazepin. Lots of front wing changes. Yeah, Gasly's had to stop again for front wing damage. He and Carlos Sainz have had a coming together. And Carlos Sainz has had to... has forced Pierre Gasly into another change. So Sainz is P10. And we're in a bit of a Ferrari sandwich right now. Unfortunately, has ruined Pierre Gasly's race. Tsunoda's 11 seconds behind us. And he's just been lapped by the first of the two Mercedes. So the gap behind to the leaders is only 11 seconds. In a 1 minute 5 second lap, I think we are going to get lapped. I think we are going to get lapped, which will be fine for us for fuel, which means I can push with the battery again a little bit, I think. We're closing in on a Williams and an Alfa Romeo. It's probably Giovinazzi and Russell. They'll have to move out of the way for us, but they're in a bit of a battle at the moment. I think Giovinazzi just took Russell there on the end of that previous straight. I'm keeping an eye on Sainz behind. Only 3.6 seconds now. And Leclerc hasn't pit yet off that set of softs. Okay, one of the Mercedes has pit now. One of the Mercedes has pit. So they'll be going on to their medium set now. So Leclerc is probably going to pit soon. Leclerc and Sainz will probably pit very soon for their medium tyres. I'm not really that worried about Sainz behind. But the gap to Leclerc in front, we could maybe close at the end of the Grand Prix. There you go, Leclerc and Vettel both in the pits now. Leclerc and Vettel both in the pits on lap 44. Vettel might be able to go to another set of softs, although he might be on mediums. Leclerc is on mediums. Vettel is on a set of mediums.
Okay, gap ahead.
And we have taken Leclerc now.
Seconds.
So we're back into P8 for the time being. But obviously Charles Leclerc will overtake us again when we pit in about 4 laps time. So we'll be back down to P9, and then it'll be a case of whether we can or cannot close the gap to Charles Leclerc to maybe get another joint best P8 finish. Roberts in the pits again, as is the other Mercedes. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about fuel. I think we'll be fine when we pit, and then we'll probably get lapped. But it might be close, and I might have to fuel save. As long as we're prepared for it mentally, we're like, right, we know we're going to have to fuel save at some point. Gap to Leclerc is actually coming down as he's on those fresh mediums. So the gap, technically, long-term, virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
Due to a buildup of debris on the track.
Someone's crashed somewhere. Not sure what's happened with who, but virtual safety car. I probably should have pit there. I probably should have pit there for those soft tyres, but if the virtual safety car is still out and enforced by the end of this next lap, I will pit again. Sainz has pit from behind us. He's taken advantage of the safety car.
Slow down.
The VSC isn't ending yet, so I am going to pit and take advantage of a cheaper pit stop. We'll have to run longer on the softs than ideally we would have wanted to, but we will... Oh, you are kidding me, just as I commit to the pit lane.
VSC ending, wait for green.
Just as I commit to the pit lane, the VSC ends. Superb. There goes Carlos Sainz past us into P9, but we will take him back quite comfortably. And the Mercedes behind us isn't that far behind at all. I'm pretty sure we will get laps before the end of the race, so I'm not going to worry about my fuel. I will only worry about fuel right at the end if we find ourselves in a position needing to fuel save, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get lapped. Can we close that 14-second gap to Charles Leclerc on this soft tyre set in 24 laps? That's a purple sector 1. We might be on for a fastest lap of the race here, provided Carlos Sainz doesn't get in the way, which he may well do. Is he going to go defensive here? He's not. We're going to go for it on the inside of turn 4. And we're past Carlos Sainz and into P9. The gap to Leclerc is now 14 flat. 14 seconds dead. Oh, now it's 14.2. We lost a bit of time overtaking Sainz. It's a personal best sector 2, but it's not the racer's fastest. Still going to try and set a fastest lap of the Grand Prix here if I can. Which we don't. We don't quite manage the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, annoyingly. As Lewis does a 103.2 behind us. We did a 103.5. So we won't get a fastest lap point at any moment in time. And actually, even though I'm on my fresh softs, Leclerc is actually pulling away from me on those mediums. Such is apparently the difference in race pace between the Mercedes and the Ferrari and us.
Blue flag, blue flag.
So Lewis will take us here because he's just faster. We won't lose. We'll lose minimal time to Carlos Sainz behind, and we'll get DRS off Lewis now. I was hoping we could stay above a second away from Carlos, but we haven't. I don't want to unlap myself. We could try and follow Lewis here as far as possible, if we're fast enough to stay with him. Which doesn't look like we are. Just want to stay in his DRS, and maybe Lewis can drag us forward a bit. It'd be an absolute big brain play if it works, but I think the Mercedes is just going to be too quick for us. We are still within DRS range for the time being. I think we're out of DRS range, Lewis, now. Annoyingly. Oh, he's binned it! Lewis, out of the Grand Prix, probably into the wall there, trying to get past Mazepin. He absolutely speared it off the track. Mazepin went to let him through on the apex of turn 9. Lewis out the race. Lewis is out of the race and gone. Mazepin slowed down, actually well off the race. I thought he was going to park on the apex, but he didn't. He slowed down off the racing line, and Lewis has just understeered into Mazepin. And then is now out of the Grand Prix. That is a very dead Mercedes. That's not gone well for him at all. Lewis is out. Bono, my tyres are gone. Literally. Ah, that's a good point, Tombo. We will have safety car. Safety car. I don't have a fresh set of softs, but safety car has been deployed. We will close the gap when Leclerc and Perez in front, and whilst Lewis is out, I don't know as I can actually overtake Mazepin, can I? No, I can't.
Give that position back. We are under safety car conditions and cannot overtake. Return the position.
Lando Norris is out of the session. Lando's retired now. Why is Lando retired? Is his engine gone? Lando's had a mechanical failure, and Lando Norris has retired as well. So we're going to gain another position. Lando's engine's gone bang. That Mercedes in the back of the McLaren has gone pop. We've gained another position, or we will gain another position. As it stands, we are on for our best finish of our entire career. But we have wearing soft tyres and still 16 laps to go. We're going to be the last gaggle to come around behind the safety car. I don't even know whether we'll catch the safety car. It might come in this lap, and we might not be close enough to actually gain anything else going forward, and it will be a straight battle between ourselves and Carlos Sainz behind to try and get a P7 finish. No, we are now closing. Look, the gap top left is closing. We might stand a chance of a better finish. But on wearing softs, I doubt it. On wearing softs, I doubt it. But provided we can stay within DRS range of those in front, maybe. Is the safety car in this lap or not? It doesn't look like it. So we will have the chance to catch the safety car gaggle and go for it. Do I dip into the pits now for a fresh set of mediums? I'm dipping. It only just occurred to me. I'm going to dip into the pits for a fresh set of mediums. This is a risk, but because Tsunoda is now effectively a lap behind us, it's only Sainz who will lose a position to. And I will now have fresher tyres than anybody else in front of me. That has either made our race or not. we will now either have a stunning finish. I've only got used sets of softs, Menth. I've only got used sets of softs. Safety car in this lap. We might.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line.
I don't know what's going to happen now.
Until the green flags.
We will, no matter what happens, definitely finish at least 8th. We will definitely match our best ever finish. But we could beat it. So Valtteri Bottas now leads the way as the lead car. And we are now racing again. Mazepin's look at all the lapped cars pulling to the side. This could be absolute bedlam. Gasly and Raikkonen trying to get out of each other's way, or out of our way, as well as out of way of each other as they're trying to battle. I'm going to get stuck here. I got pincered. Oh, this is so tough. This is so tough. I've got to somehow thread a needle here between Sainz. Oh, I'm going to get stuck. Gasly's just going to park it on the apex. Oh, this is just mental. This is absolutely mental. I've got a warning for a collision with Mazepin. Ilot's going to let us past. He should let us past.
Right now, just be careful.
We could end up with another safety car here. Callum needs to let us through. And he's now doing so. We need DRS as soon as possible. Because Leclerc is disappearing. This is going to be dangerous on this corner with people trying to let people through. Sainz could hit someone. He has hit Latifi there. There has been a little bit of contact.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
I'm pretty sure we're going to finish P7 ahead of Sainz. All the question remains is, are we going to finish any further than P7? Sainz is going to go defensive into turn 3, and we will take the Ferrari. P7. We are P7, and chasing Leclerc is our teammate Robert in 10th. Our teammate's in the points. A potential double points finish for Chesnoid Racing, and Schwartzman's battling Tsunoda now in P9. Robert's now letting me through. Come on, Robert, get it done. Don't let Lance through, though, for Christ's sake. Don't drop to P11. Please tell me I had DRS. I don't, but I should have DRS on the next straight. I should have DRS on the next straight, I think.
Gap to car in front is 2.2 seconds.
Oh, I don't. I've got to get within a second of Tsunoda.
Behind is dropping back by about 3/10.
I've got to get within a second of Tsunoda. I'm not there. I'm not there. Tsunoda's in the DRS of the Ferrari, which is keeping him away from me. Checo's having a battle with a McLaren, I think. Oh no, with an Aston Martin. Checo in P5 is having a battle with an Aston Martin in P4, which must be Sebastian Vettel, because we just passed Lance Stroll, Lance Stroll is now ahead of Robert. Stroll is into P10. Robert is down to P11. We will have DRS on this next section here to try and catch Leclerc a bit. 1.9 seconds the gap between us and 6th place. Ricardo's pitting. Ricardo's pitting.
Car in front is 5.8 seconds.
We're P6. Ricardo has pit for a set of softs behind us. Ricardo has pit. I've used my battery and I'm so close to Charles' DRS now. I'm trying to use all of my battery. A P5 is potentially on the cards. A P5 is potentially on the cards. Ricardo must have had a battle with someone and caused some damage to his car, which incurred a pit stop. I'll check. We'll be able to tell from the race director. Yep. He needed to pit for front wing damage. And we are within a second of Charles Leclerc. We are within DRS range of Charles Leclerc.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Lap 68, 69, 70 and 71 to go. 4 laps to go. P5 in our sights. Ricardo sets another fastest lap. Fuck. I dive bombed on Leclerc. I've caused myself massive front wing damage.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Oh, the car doesn't turn. No! The car doesn't turn. Oh, I'm going to cost myself everything. I didn't flashback because you guys would have... I imagined I'd get slated for it if I did. Oh, the car doesn't turn at all. We're not even going to get P6. We won't even get P8. Oh, Charles is pitting. Charles is pitting with 1 lap to go. Charles is pitting because of hitting me trying to get past. So we are still P5. But here comes Carlos Sainz. 2.2 seconds behind. Charles pit on the penultimate lap. With front wing damage. And they're fighting behind. Sainz and Stroll are fighting behind. But that's not for position. Sainz and Stroll are fighting behind, but it's not for position. It's just Sainz lapping Stroll. Stroll keeps unlapping himself. Lance Stroll cost us points in the last Grand Prix. Lance Stroll, oh my God, might earn us points in this Grand Prix. He's gone through. I mean, I'm not just going to let them through. No, they're both going to get me. P7, no, we're down to P6. Oh, it's still going to be a personal best finish. It's still going to be a personal best finish of P7. Oh, but it could have been a P5. It's still a personal best. That's so bittersweet. What a ridiculous end to a Grand Prix. What a ridiculous end to a Grand Prix. Oh my Christ. Bepaz with a brand new Prime Gaming sub. Thank you, mate. Oh, thank you for the follow, Charlie and Luna. I have flashbacks for a lot less, but with 2 laps to go, I thought it would make for an entertaining end. It did.
A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Peppers with a... we're using a wheel at the minute, Peppers. Max from... No, sorry, Valtteri from Max from Sergio. We finish... Oh, it hurt my arm. I had my jab yesterday and I just lifted my arm all the way up and that is killing me now.
So then,
I shouldn't have done that.
Oh,
Robert finishes P11. Robert finishes P11, but we finished P7. It could have been P5. It could have been P5, but for the predictions, we said, will we finish P7 or higher? And the answer is yes. You guys have your channel points. Thanks for the follow, the Livermore and A12 Drip and JP. 6 points for us. Our personal best finish. A second best finish for the team.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Points and money from these questions as well. More than happy with the performance today.
Is there anything that you think gave you the edge over your rivals?
I'll say the aero again to try and ensure that the next part passes.
Your team did an incredible job at this track in comparison to last season. Is this something you've been preparing for?
I mean, last year was just as good.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
Those were just friendly nudges. Thank you for the follow, KJ. Oh, dearie me. Oh, my fucking arm. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I went like that, basically, and now my whole shoulder is killing me. Oh, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Oh, fuck me, that hurts. Are we... What? Beat your rival during a race? I did beat my rival during a race. He DNF'd. Well, that's not fair. Massive damage deductions, but no surprises there. Oh my God. What's next after Austria? I can't remember what race is next after Austria. Oh, it's Silverstone next. Bloody hell. Silverstone next. So we can, what can we do here? Driver acclaim, durability. We'll go for that to get 60 resource points. I'd like the driver acclaim. Durability team or sponsor event. Sponsor event, I think, is what we'll do. We have 1,500 resource points as well. So we can put something on now. I could go for the DRS flap again. Or rear downforce. Something on the chassis. Oh no, I can't do anything on the chassis. It needs spec 3 there. Could do the brakes. Could do the brakes. ERS. The fuel is in process. So I think we'll do front downforce. Let's do front downforce. 900 for V250 Vortex generators. That'll be ready for just past the British Grand Prix. But a 17% chance of failure should see that get through. Right, let's advance towards the British Grand Prix. We've got.
I need your input here. Not an easy choice.
We'll
not
agree
an
to
easy
that.
Decision.
I can actually energy. I don't need
Thanks.
to. I don't need to do durability. I really don't. Aero equipment upgrade was great. Second driver PR filming. Another
any
marketing.
parts come through the
1,000
fabrication
team acclaim.
We'll have them.
Absolutely, I'll
I
take the
appreciate
1,000
you
team
taking the
acclaim.
time
Thank
to
you for the
help
follow,
out.
Steve. Oh, my bloody shoulder's killing me now so much. Sponsor event promotion. And to the British Grand Prix, we would go next then with 1,000 resource points and £4.4 million in the bank. I don't have enough resource points to do anything else that I would want to do at all, unfortunately. I could do the ERS. I could do the ERS bearings, but energy recovery. I mean, it would give us more battery, wouldn't it? It would give us more battery. Amount of energy that can be utilised. I could do that and the energy store. 40% chance of failure though. Let's do that and the ERS here. Oh, right, okay. Let's just see what the weather's going to be like. Let's just see what the weather's going to be like in Britain. That will bring this YouTube video to a very dramatic end. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that Austrian Grand Prix. It was mental again, as it was last year. Dry in the UK. Dry in the UK for all of quali and for all of the race. It will be a dry British Grand Prix. Drop this video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. Follow me on Twitch. Link in the description down below so you can see the streams live. And you are correct. We are no longer the 4th best team. Red Bull have overtaken McLaren. Aston Martin have overtaken us. But we have a lot of development parts in the works. But yes, we are now the 5th fastest side. We've slipped backwards. We've slipped backwards. To Silverstone we go next tomorrow. I'll see you then.